Hello,
I'm so
everyone.
tired.
I'm good. Yeah.
Wake the up.
Already.
I told you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Plug-In. We've got a good one for you. A lot of stuff's been happening this last week. I'm Cinemadrue.
I'm Jellyhewby.
We're eFFn Gaming.
Let's just jump into it.
Let's go.
All right, everybody. Remember, we stream 3 times a week. Generally, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday
At 12 o'clock?
at 12 o'clock. Moving that up because
because
we can't seem to wake up early enough. So we got Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12 on the eFFn Gaming channel, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday evenings at 4 o'clock on my channel, twitch.tv/Jellyhewby.
And then again at 7
And then again at 7
for
the watch along of Raw,
AEW
AEW,
and SmackDown.
and SmackDown. Also, every Thursday, we got eFFn Thursday nights.
And we're finally starting it.
It's been a while. We've been building up
This
to it.
week. We've been building everything for it, building everything around it. We're gonna make the final little tweaks to it this
tomorrow.
week, probably. And then we're gonna start. We're gonna start the promotion and do it for real. So we're gonna start off on Thursday at 7 o'clock
7 o'clock. Be there.
Central on twitch.tv
/4
gaming.
/eFFn Gaming.
eFFn Gaming.
Yeah, be there. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Just setting up our stuff so far. I think we got a great roster.
We have
We got
a
about
great roster.
55, 54.
Yeah, if you tuned in
Just males.
last
so far.
Friday, now we had to move it because we had some stuff going on. We had to move it to Friday this week. And if you tuned in and watched the tournament
Permits.
for the championship tournaments to decide who's gonna be the first to hold the belts, they were phenomenal. They were amazing. So if that's any indication to because we're not controlling everybody. We're only controlling
2 characters.
yeah, just very few select characters.
Probably
The
2.
rest of it is going to happen all on its own.
Yeah. Win or lose, that's what is happening. There's no starting over.
Yep. So
It's gonna
it's gonna happen organically. The feuds and stuff like that. It's all gonna. There's gonna be some story stuff that we may do, but most of it's gonna happen all on its own. We're just gonna follow
be
it.
awesome.
It's gonna be great. It starts this Thursday. Hopefully, should be at 7 o'clock. Okay, let's jump into it.
That's Central Standard Time.
Yeah, Central Standard, Chicago time. Okay.
Central Standard.
Yeah. Anyways, so let's jump into it. So this last week it was the PS5 reveal, and it was pretty interesting. The stuff that they had. They revealed tons and tons of games, a lot of exclusive games, and a lot of. So we had. We're gonna go down and we're gonna talk about them. We had Final Fantasy 16. We had Spider-Man Miles Morales. We had Harry Potter Hogwarts. We had Call of Duty. We had Resident Evil. We had the new Oddworld. We had Deathloop. We had Five Nights at Freddy, which I'm not a huge fan of, but you know those are big games. And then a really special closeout.
It was also Cold War. I know they've already revealed that, but Cold War. Call of Duty Cold War.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty Cold War, new Call of Duty, which we played a little bit of the beta, the alpha. Yesterday. It's not bad. It's gonna. I think
pretty
it's gonna
good.
be.
I think I might want to go back to Call of Duty for a while.
Yeah. So let's go through this. Let's talk about this stuff, man. Let's talk about Final. What do you want to talk about? I know you're excited about Final Fantasy.
I'm just so excited about it.
I'm never. I know it's gonna get people mad at me. I have never gotten into Final Fantasy. When they first came out, they were turn-based. I can't stand turn-based games. I know that's like people who don't like reading subtitles in movies. But
I live with somebody that keeps the subtitles on no matter what anyway.
yeah,
So
I mean,
used to it.
I like subtitles in movies, but I don't like turn-based games. I don't know why. It just completely just doesn't do it for me. And I know they're not turn-based anymore, but when it started getting to where it wasn't turn-based, I was already kind of too far. The story's already kind of got too far along, and I just never could get into it. I played 7, the remake. This is good.
This is where,
but I haven't finished it, and I don't know if I will finish it.
The stories on every game start over. Yeah. It's not one long story.
I know, but still, it's just like
you could play 15 and be perfectly content with it. Guaranteed.
Probably.
I think you would love it.
I played 7, and it's good, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know what it is about it that I just cannot get into those games.
You think it's because it's a JRPG?
Maybe.
I'm excited for it.
And the fight, I don't know. Some of the stuff like that, I don't know. It just feel kind of ridiculous fighting a house. That was weird. That's a weird thing. You go in an arena to fight a house.
Well, luckily you don't have to...
It looks, I mean, I know people love it, and that's great. It's just not.
Well, luckily in the game, in the remake, you only have to fight it once.
Oh yeah.
In the original, it's a random character you have to fight.
Yeah. See, I don't know.
All the time.
It's not.
It's a pain in the ass.
So,
I couldn't be happier that I only had to fight it once, even though it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it looked like it was a pain in the ass.
I think it took me 2 hours to beat it. Yeah. I think I only died twice to it.
I remember watching you play it. I was like, fight a house.
It was amazing. Okay.
Anyways, without that, 16 Final Fantasy 16 trailer.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
And JD's beside himself,
crying. It looks so good. Don't know much about it yet. We don't have any kind of release date for it yet. Probably be early 2021, maybe late. Probably like a Christmas release, a holiday release, but I'm excited for it. I love the stories. Probably my favorite franchise out of everything I've ever played. I love how in-depth everything always is. Like, I actually just re-downloaded Final Fantasy IX today on my computer. I was like, I want to play it. Even though I have like 1,300 copies of it, I downloaded it.
That's an obsession.
I love it. Final Fantasy IX was like my crutch as a kid.
Really?
I didn't have a lot of friends.
I remember when it came out. It was a really big deal. I think I was working at Blockbuster when it came out.
Simmons is old!
And I was excited because it wasn't Unsolved Mysteries. It was another game that came out. World of Wildest Police Chases came out. That was what I was excited about.
Crazy.
And that game did not last. It was good, but it didn't last very long.
But yeah, Final Fantasy has always been like my go-to game.
Going back to the old world.
Super excited. They're bringing back the crystals. And they're going back to like the old world kind of. At least that's what it looks like chocobos and carriages kind of thing. No motorcycles, no cars, nothing like that. Even though the car in 15 was pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm super excited for it. There's only been one trailer so far, and I cannot wait for the rest.
Next was the Spider-Man Miles Morales. And that looks really good. I love Miles Morales' character. I never really read a lot of those Spider-Man comics, but I knew a lot about him. And I kind of saw the Miles Morales character, but I didn't really know a whole lot about him until I say recently. It's probably been a few years. But then Into the Spider-Verse came out, and it really introduced everybody to Miles. Like, here he is. And I absolutely love that character.
He's great.
Even the limited time I saw the comics, I kind of like, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool concept. That's a cool idea. But Yeah, and having him in the original Spider-Man game that came out PS4
But what's
was
different?
pretty cool. And
Miles has different, like actual different powers than Spider-Man. Like he's got the Spidey senses and the webs and all that, but he's got actual powers.
Yeah, he's got like electricity. He can turn invisible. His cloaking powers. I don't know if he's gonna have that in the game. I'm sure he is.
Yeah, there was a scene with it.
And I love this. I love the fact that you actually get to be him in the world, because the old Arkham games, it was cool that you got to be Robin and Batgirl, but you couldn't be them in the world. You were just them for challenge missions. So it's cool that they're actually making a game with Morales in it, and that you actually get to be him in Spider-Man. Spider-Man for the PS4 was amazing.
Yeah,
and I remember when Into the Spider-Verse came out, that movie blew me away. Like, I was not expecting it to be that good. Oh, cool, Spider-Man animated. I'll go check it out. And dude, when I left the theater, it was like, wow.
I'll watch it again.
Kingpin, which is one of my favorite villains. Kingpin is awesome, and they made him so badass in that movie. And then Spider-Man video game came out, and your first boss battle was against Kingpin, and that was awesome.
It was awesome.
And so I'm excited for the Miles Morales. I can't wait to play him. I think it's cool. I love the character. I love the Spider-Man PS4. I'm excited about the new one coming out. And then a total jaw-dropper game that nobody was expecting.
You talking about this one?
Yes. The brand new, never been really done well before, Harry Potter game, Hogwarts Legacy.
I don't know if it's like
there's a lot of questions going into what this game is.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on the PS1 was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
but it's an RPG. I'm hoping you can actually like travel between like the school grounds to like your character's home and wherever in London.
I'm not going home. Not really.
Like
like Hogsmeade and stuff like that. I want to be able to do all that.
Yeah, I want to be able to create my character. So. I want to be able to pick which I don't want to have to go to Gryffindor if I don't want to. I want to be able to, maybe I want to do Slytherin. Maybe I want to do Ravenclaw. I did the little tests on social media, and apparently I'm Ravenclaw. So that'd be cool to kind of be part of Ravenclaw.
Oddly enough, I was the Hufflepuff.
I actually made a game for that when I was learning some coding, and I did the game on there too, and I'm still Ravenclaw. I don't know. But, dude, the trailer looks fantastic. The trailer really kind of has a cool, haunting creepiness about it, but still beautiful at the same time.
It's fun. It's good.
I want to. That's what I want. I want to be able to create my character. I want to be able to move freely around the school and around the other locations. I would love to be able to even go maybe to the regular world, to the.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In between the Wizarding World and
yes, the real world, the
Muggle world.
Muggle world, yeah.
But it takes place in the late 1800s, whereas the Harry Potter story is like the 90s.
Yeah.
To like 2000-ish, I think. I can't remember the specifics. But
nice.
It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm hoping it's done right. I'm hoping it's done well.
Dude, you got one shot at this. You got one shot. And you know what happened to EA when they brought out Star Wars and didn't do it good. So, and here's something that people have been waiting on. The last Harry Potter we got was Lego Harry Potter, which was decent. But it's Legos. Like, I want something that's more realistic, I guess, as far as the universe goes. Not as kiddie. It's I don't know. It sounds awesome. It sounds fantastic. I can't wait.
It sounds like it'd be a great concept. But I want to go through classes too.
I do too. Yeah, I want to take classes. I want it to be a little on the darker side, a little bit too, which it looks like there's some pretty creepy creepy spots in it.
And some cutesy stuff.
Yeah,
which is fine.
I want a nice balance. And yeah, I want freedom to roam. I want freedom to create. I want to be able to even. That'd be cool if you could even choose between kind of almost being the dark arts.
Yeah.
Or kind of, you know, or maybe if you want to do more plants and stuff. But it looks beautiful, and I can't wait.
It looks really good, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
Next one, we got a Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War campaign reveal with a little bit of gameplay. It was pretty cool.
It looks pretty. The mission they did was awesome.
Now, it was the first mission in Cold War called Nowhere Left to Run, and it's pretty much all we were shown. Was like, I'm guessing leading up into
the title screen, probably.
Yeah, probably the title screen. But it looks great. We played the alpha, which you only get the multiplayer.
Get a couple maps, but they're fun. There was pretty fun. You can definitely
3
tell
small maps and 2 big maps.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's an alpha.
Yeah, for sure. But it looks
like they
good.
got some progress. You know, making some good decisions. Hopefully, and I'm glad that finally we're done with the days where they bust out one every single year.
Yes.
And just
now
throwing a bunch of crap out for people to
buy. Maybe not, because there's 2 companies that make Call of Duty games.
Oh yeah.
You got Treyarch and you got Activision.
Well, yeah, but if each one of them are working on it, if we put one out a year, but each company is working on it for 2 years,
fair enough.
That might not be too bad.
But it's supposed to come out next year, I believe. Yeah, I think by the time this is uploaded, the alpha will be done. There's only a 48-hour alpha.
Yeah.
For this weekend.
Give me a glimpse. It's cool. Weapons are cool.
It wasn't bad.
Locations are
Everything
pretty good.
sounds pretty good.
The ships battles were a lot of fun.
Those were my favorite.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called, but it was good. Remember. Good time.
Yeah, it was really fun. Next thing was Resident Evil Village. It's Resident Evil 8. Yeah, Resident Evil 8. They're calling it Resident Evil 8 Village. And it looks
really good.
Creepy.
Like, super creepy.
AF. And it follows the story of, I think the last 2 are melded together kind of that same feel and look. I'm not sure on the story itself.
No, but like looking at like how they're doing like the storytelling and stuff like that. The old lady with the creepy doll, paper mache type looking doll, stuff like that. It looks.
It looks good.
With the it looks very. What's that world? What's the movie with the button eyes? Coraline-esque type story.
Yeah, the story when she's talking, it looks
very Coraline-esque.
Looks like Coraline.
And looks like it's gonna be pretty good. Looks like it's one that I'm probably not gonna want to play because I'm a big pissy.
We'll play them together. We'll do it
during the daytime. The lights on.
That'll be a goal we set for the Twitch stream.
Okay.
Make Drew play Resident Evil.
I never even played. I played the original 2 Resident Evils.
I played the first one,
and
my cousin had it, and it scared the hell out of me so much. I never played it anymore. Never played the rest of them.
I think I played 5 a little bit with Nan.
Yeah, probably. It was one of her favorite games. So
yeah, I think I played that a little bit with Nan, and that's about it. Okay, next one is a game that looks really interesting called Deathloop.
Got a great concept.
The presentation of this is really cool. It's very Robert Rodriguez style,
kind of reminded
Tarantino type idea, that theme,
the visualization. Like, We Happy Few.
Yeah. But like the gameplay itself,
But like the character designs didn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like maybe they were, I don't know. it looks cool. It's got a cool concept.
The concept is really neat. Apparently, you're playing through the same day every day, trying to go after. I don't know if you die, if you have to start. If it starts the next day.
I have no idea.
Or whatever, but apparently you keep going after these people. I guess there's 3 different bosses that you're going after. 3 people.
I think it's more than that.
I think there's 3 major ones that you're going after. And then you have to keep doing it every day to figure out how to do it. And eventually, basically, it's basically the play to fail, or learn. What's the term?
I don't know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what the term is.
Something in error. Trial and error. Apparently, like
trial and error. Is that what?
Yeah. Apparently, the gameplay is a bit trial and error. You go, you die, you start off the day over, and you learn. Do it again, and you learn where you can go.
You learn every time.
So that's pretty cool. But also, a cool concept is while you're doing this, you also have an assassin that's coming after you. So not only do you have to avoid the bad guys and try to get to the bosses, but you have to also avoid this assassin who's hunting you down. That's pretty cool.
And I think it's multiplayer.
I think I remember it being
not multiplayer, but I mean
multiplayer.
Multiplayer, but like
co-op.
2-player co-op.
Yeah. Online co-op, maybe.
One's after the other.
Or yeah. So yeah, the concept looks interesting. The presentation, like I said, very Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez.
Very 70s vibe.
Yeah, the funk music and the
running and punching and shooting and just looks good.
Looks like something from the Warriors or something, you know.
That is planned on Q2 of 2021.
Q2, yeah. So next year, it looks like an interesting concept. And the next one is something that I'm kind of looking forward to because I played this game a lot as a kid. It's the new Oddworld Soulstorm.
It looks
like they're going back to because they did like the 3D Oddworld, and I didn't play much of those games. It just kind of didn't have the charm that the original is. But here they're going back to the original concepts, side-scrolling stuff, and it looks really good. It takes place after you release everybody from farms, and now I guess they're coming after you.
Yeah, you play as Abe again from Abe's
awesome
Exodus, and I mean, it looks awesome.
Yeah, the visuals are beautiful. It looks like they got a lot of the humor back into it. The kind of dark, morbid humor.
It looks fun.
Like the little farts and burps and stuff that they do, and their little comments that they make and stuff. It looks fun. I definitely want to try it. I definitely want to play that one.
Next thing they showed was Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition.
Yeah, I've never been a huge Devil May Cry. I know people
I played all of them except for 4, and I played a few hours of 5. Like I never beat it.
Oh, really?
But I mean,
if you're really a big fan of that, then
it's a faster paced.
Exciting.
It's got a faster paced turbo mode. You get a playable version of Virgil, and then a new difficulty called the Legendary Dark Knives. But it's the same game with some perks. It's supposed to come out for the PS5.
Yeah, not a huge Devil May Cry. I do respect the series. It's been around for ages.
Well, so you can't since PlayStation 2, right?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't be out for that long without doing something right. So, and I never really played them. Kind of cool. That's cool that they're bringing that back.
Then we got Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach announced. I'm not a huge Five Nights at Freddy's
I've never played any of the Five Nights at Freddy's. I know they have the VR version. I'm not playing that.
I haven't. I probably won't ever play it.
I think I got it for free.
Yeah, I think it came with the VR.
Yeah, never played it. Don't care. Play it.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it's not a good game. It probably is a good game, but it looks kind of creepy. And even if I do like creepy games, I don't know. I don't know if it's something that's super interesting to me. But if you're really into those games, this is probably awesome news.
Yep. Then we got the Demon Souls remake, I think. it just looks so
beautiful. I know that
compared to what it used to, but it was good.
This is a very, very big deal. When that game came out, it was huge. It was like Dark Souls before Dark Souls. We kind of led the way to Dark Souls and Bloodborne and that kind of stuff, but it was like the OG version.
This was one of the biggest rage quit games of the PS3.
And I know people absolutely loved it, and they loved it until they threw a fit, and then they came back for more.
Very unforgiving, just like Dark Souls.
You're going to die a lot, and then when you think you're doing good, you're going to die again.
There ain't no coming back. This is the really real world. There ain't no coming back. We killed your dad. There ain't no coming back. There ain't no coming back.
And it's going to tell you. It's going to mock you.
Yeah.
Across the screen. It's going to say, you died. Every time. And you read it.
And so buy some extra controllers. Buy some Xanax.
Some Xanax.
And enjoy. Okay, so here's something that's cool that's coming out that PlayStation is doing. I guess this is okay, so PS5 is not going to be backwards compatible at all. No, they're not. They're like,
no PS1, no PS2, no PS3 games.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Few PS4 older games, but it's probably only going to be like the huge titles.
And that is confirmed by Sony.
Yeah, by Sony. So, but what they're going to do...
It makes me so angry,
I know. What's the matter with you? This is the one thing that people keep asking you to do.
I want to put that away.
You will do not do it.
I want to put it away.
I know.
I want to be able to
play my other PS games on my PS5. And I would be more willing... I mean, granted, I'm going to buy a PS5 anyway. But I would be more willing, even if I wasn't, I would be more willing to buy a PS5 if I knew we could play the PS1, PS2, PS3 games. I wouldn't have to go to not, even though I love going to the conventions and the gaming conventions, and I wouldn't have to go there to buy a PS2 or a PS1 or a PS3 because I could just buy a PS5 and y'all make the money off of it, and I can play those games on there. However, they have I guess you can call it an answer to this, which is interesting, called the PlayStation Plus Collection. Now,
I want a list of everything that's on the PlayStation
Okay, I got
Plus
it right
collection. Everything that's on there.
So far. So it's for PS5 owners, and you have to be subscribed to the PS Plus. You'll have access number. You'll have access to quite a few games. You have God of War, Bloodborne, Monster Hunter World, Final Fantasy 15, Fallout 4, Mortal Kombat X. That's pretty cool. Uncharted 4, great game. Ratchet and Clank, good love that. Days Gone, which that might be interesting because I've been kind of interested in playing that game, but I'm tired of zombie games. But that one looks pretty good, and I've heard it was really good. Until Dawn, I know good. Detroit, Become Human, amazing game. Battlefield 1, I loved it. I liked Battlefield 1 a lot. Infamous Second Son, great game. Batman, Arkham Knight. The Last Guardian, which is phenomenal. Last of Us, phenomenal. Persona 5, don't know. Resident Evil 7, Biohazard. And so far, those are the games you're going to get, and you don't have to pay for them. You can just play those games. So basically,
you have to have
subscription.
PS Plus member.
Yeah, but if you already are, then you get these games. So I guess instead of having full backwards compatibility, they kind of has like the all-star of their most famous ones. I guess some of their most famous ones. So I mean, I don't know if they're gonna add more to it. They may. In the future, there might be something they start doing, but I don't know. I think this is cool.
I mean, it's neat,
but I would much rather have just the backwards compatibility.
It's not like the Xbox Game Pass Plus or whatever it's called
you
now.
Have literally thousands of games.
You don't have to buy any game when it comes out.
Yeah.
You want to play Halo on launch? Download it.
Yeah.
You have it. It's free.
That's a brilliant idea. That's fantastic. That's the one thing, like, Xbox may not be doing a lot of stuff like exclusives and stuff like that. But the one thing they got right was that Game Pass. The one thing they did for sure. And I think that's the one thing that's really keeping them up to date with Sony. Because one, Sony's refusal to do backwards compatibility, and the Xbox Game Pass.
I want to put that away, Sony. And the PS2 and PS3 I have here.
Yeah.
Let me play
So
my own
I don't
games.
know. I don't know why they don't. They gotta have meetings about this. They gotta sit in the boardroom, and they gotta talk about this. Well, we're gonna do backwards compatibility. And I'm sure a lot of them are like, we probably need to put backwards compatibility because that's the one thing that people's been asking for the past 3 generations.
That's like 2 decades.
And then you have some CEO that's like, no, we're not gonna cost money. We're in the business of making money. So I don't know. So the PS Plus collection, cool concept.
Hopefully they
But
do it right. Hopefully they take a book from Xbox, from Microsoft, and get it right.
Yeah, it probably depends on how popular it is. I mean, a lot of tons of people have PS Plus anyways, so they take advantage of. There's definitely some games I wouldn't mind trying on there. I mean, God of War, of course, is legendary.
I still kick myself for getting that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I don't know which God of War though. Maybe the OG God of War. It just says they just say God of War.
It's probably the latest God of War.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind getting back into Fallout 4 because I played that a little bit, and Uncharted 4. I loved it. Detroit Becoming Human is a storytelling masterpiece. The Last Guardian, absolutely beautiful masterpiece game. So they got some great games on here. Batman, Infamous Second Son. But yeah, I imagine that I wouldn't have to have this, and I would still have my PS Plus subscription if you just made it backwards compatible. What's the matter with you?
Some of those games, they're hard to find.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out and search for them.
Yeah.
You got them on there.
Yeah.
All right. We did get the price.
We did get the price. And surprisingly, it's extremely competitive.
I would say it is. Because with the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, you
Xbox
don't
Series
get
S6.
the same kind of power graphically. With the Series S, I don't think you get a full 8K, and you don't get the ability to play games like hard disc games.
Yeah.
When it's only $299, right?
Yes. $299 for the discless version,
And then
for the online version.
$499 for the regular.
Yeah,
for
$499
the full
for the regular.
for the full version. Whereas with PlayStation 5, the full version is $499. Expected. I didn't expect that to be.
Actually, I wondered if they were going, because they usually do like $100 more.
I thought maybe they were going to lowball them,
Oh yeah.
but I think they may be winning this right now already.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go with the game exclusives. And I mean, it's the same price. At the same price, you have all these awesome exclusives, plus the third-party stuff.
Yeah.
Or I can go with Xbox and have some exclusives that not gonna come out for at least another year or two.
At least.
And third-party games that are going to be on every other console.
And
But
then
I mean,
the smaller version,
oh yeah,
or the discless version,
the online-only version.
Essentially, there's no disk drive, but you're not sacrificing any power.
Yeah.
So you're still getting the full graphics hardware except for the disk drive. And it's
essentially the same system, no disc.
That's like
Yeah.
hitting a nail on the head.
Yeah.
Perfect. And it's $399. So $400 for the I don't even know what they're calling it. The digital digital edition.
The PS5 and then PS5
Digital
edition. So Xbox, we need to talk for a minute. Xbox.
You're in big trouble, mister.
You're getting up close.
You gotta do something about this naming system, man. What's the matter with y'all?
6.
Well, it's not even that. You have the Xbox. You have the Xbox.
You had the Xbox.
Xbox X. Like Xbox and Xbox 360. Xbox One. That's already kind of confusing. But
I'm
now
so
you
lost.
have Xbox
Series X.
Series X, but that's not the
Even though you
Xbox
already had the Xbox One X.
X. And now you have the
And you had the Xbox One S.
Yes, now you have the Xbox Series X. It's getting confusing.
Put a name on it.
Put a name on it. Get creative. Get your creative team together.
Or just number it.
And find a name. Just put a number on it. Sony makes it super easy. It's the PS5. Or the PS5 digital edition. Super easy.
Right there, that's a PS1.
PS1.
There's a PS2 and PS3 there.
Then you have
over
the
there.
PS.
There's a PS4
Plus.
and then probably somewhere down here there's going to be a PS5.
Yeah. So yeah, Xbox, get your naming together. I mean, come on, this is getting crazy. Next, there's going to be this Xbox X Series.
X.
Xbox S X Series 360. Something. So yeah. So we had to
Stop confusing.
We had to have that chat. Okay. All right. And then the last thing, if that wasn't enough, if the Harry Potter and what's the other stuff? The Harry Potter,
Final Fantasy, Harry Potter,
Spider-Man,
Final
Fantasy wasn't enough. Sony went and blew the roof off the place with just one little symbol, one little loop-de-loop.
I think it was like a 13-second video or something.
About 13 seconds.
It was really short.
The one little loop-de-loop and a teaser for God of War Ragnarok.
And I'm super stoked for that.
I didn't see any gameplay for it. There was no gameplay for it.
It's probably
And
like
there was no, and just
way far off still.
seeing that symbol
Made you happy. Made you happy.
Dude, like I was like, oh my god, I already want it because I know the kind of work that they put into this game.
After playing the first one?
Yes.
Well,
I haven't played any of them. They're all amazing.
Would that be the fifth one?
Yeah, I think that's the fifth one.
Especially whenever it was.
And see, that's right there. Well, if you wanna show the difference between the PlayStation, the Sony companies, and the Xbox companies, look at God of War, and then look at Crackdown. Both took 6 years in development, and look at the difference between those two games.
Crackdown did not do well.
Did not. It
did
was
not do well.
Awful. And I loved Crackdown series. That's one of my favorite Xbox 360 games. Was the first Crackdown. That was amazing. So that blew the roof off the place with God of War Ragnarok teaser. Teaser as in just the symbol. And I cannot wait for it to come out. Dude, the last one is absolutely one of the most phenomenal games I've ever played. God of War is one of the first, the original OG God of War was one of the first times that I can think of that when I beat the game, I wasn't just like, all right, there's no, like I had to like set the controller down and just be like,
what did I just do?
What did I just experience? I had to reflect while the credits were rolling. While the music was playing, I just had
talking
to
about the one on the
and-
PS2?
Huh?
Talking about the one on the PS2?
The original, the scope, and then the scale and the storytelling. And I'm a huge fan of ancient Greece. Like that's one of my favorite times in history, especially the Spartans and stuff like that. So just the storytelling with them in it, and then the scale. I remember climbing on the back of Cronus for the first time when he was carrying this. I was just watching it. I was like, wow. That's the first time like scale.
That's another thing I want to redo.
Really just blew me away, and I was madly in love with that series.
I want to replay
every
those.
single every single one has been amazing. And when they came out with the redo with the last one, it just upped the bar. It just made it even better. And so it is. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Did you see the height specs of the PS4 or the PS5 compared to the PS4? PS5 is like 19 inches tall.
Oh, you mean like the physical system itself?
Yes.
That's humongous.
That's like.
And it's beautiful too. That's a beautiful system.
Why would anybody put it on its side though?
It makes it ugly. I guess it's a tower. It's supposed to stand up tall like a skyscraper. And it's about the size of a skyscraper.
It's massive compared to the Xbox Series X at 11.8 inches, so 12, almost a foot.
Cube.
But it's like
But yeah, it's
6 inches wide.
Where would you put that thing? Yeah, that's like a computer tower. That's bigger than a computer tower.
Bigger than some, but smaller than most.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's 5.9, 6 inches or so wide and 12 foot tall, or 12 inches tall.
Mm-hmm.
Which, ultimately, I mean, it's really not that bad. It's not that deep. So, I don't think it'd be that bad.
It may not be. It won't be. Yeah, that's a big old system. The PS5 is a big, tall sucker.
It's
And you gotta lay it on
actually
it.
shorter than the PS4.
The
Standing on its
PS5
side.
is?
Yeah. No. The Xbox One.
Oh. Really?
The PS5 is like enormous.
Let's see, 19 inches, that's a lot.
Yeah.
You gotta stand it upright. That's where it has most of its beauty. Laying it sideways,
Doesn't do it.
it just
justice.
doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't look weird. It looks like you've had it in the sun too long and it's warped.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Let that router stand tall.
Yeah. I want the white one. I want it to be seen. I don't really want it to blend in with my other stuff.
Knowing me, I'm probably gonna wait until they do a special edition release of one.
I might do that too.
And if they do one for Final Fantasy, I'm pretty sure it'll be white,
yeah,
and it's gonna look great. That'll probably be the one I get.
Yeah.
And that'll probably be the only iteration I ever get.
Unlike your PS4.
I've only had 3 of those. The first one I sold to Whitey, and then the second one is still in the living room,
Yeah.
and the third one's there.
Didn't you do that with Xbox though too?
I thought so.
We won't mention that.
Look, they gave me 2 Gears of War editions. I had to have them both. So the Xbox One X is in the living room, attached to that beautiful TV that's in the living room that hardly ever gets played. This one is in here, and it still plays great. I play it all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
I'm sure you do.
I have to play Mass Effect on it.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so moving on. That's all of the PS5 stuff that was on the reveal. It was a great show. I get done. I was like, wow, that's amazing. And I have to say that they once again has beat Xbox reveal. The Xbox reveal was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's not bad. This one was like, wow.
Yeah, jaw dropping throughout the majority of it.
Yeah.
They opened with Final Fantasy, and I just hit the floor. I was so excited. We'll probably upload that to this channel. We can just pull it off and upload it straight to it. Yeah. Well, not just Final Fantasy, like the whole thing. I never did pull it.
Oh. Yeah. Then we do that.
So if you want to watch it, we'll have it in there.
We're working on it. Alright, so now it is time for a Star Wars update.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars, don't let them end.
We haven't done a Star Wars update
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of Star Wars update. There's some big news coming out. So the first thing Squadron has released a new trailer called Hunted, and it is amazing.
It's awesome.
It is cinematic. It is amazing. It's really like it's amazing.
It's great.
Like, it makes me really want to play it.
God, I hate EA so much.
I know,
Why do they have to have this
EA.
license?
I know. It goes against I hate, and especially after playing the Star Wars Sims, that was atrocious. Now I gotta
I was excited for it too. I'm glad you paid for it and I didn't.
That was atrocious. I'll probably do a review on that, even though I haven't done it yet. I'll do a review on that here for too long.
My breath.
But it's awful. It's literally just a pay cash grab. Put as little in there as possible. Well, my weakness was Hondo. They put Hondo in there. It was like, dude, I want to play because I want to hang out with Hondo. When you do get to hang out with Hondo. And that's about the only cool thing about it. And even that kind of like, after a while. Anyways, so yeah, we get Star Wars update.
There's
the Squadrons.
There's your review.
Well, it's amazing. So, they haven't really said when this takes place. Apparently, the Empire's not doing good. Here in the thing where the guy said, where they talk about having to retreat, he's like, another retreat. So the Empire is not doing good. And shows the guy, they're having a battle. They tell him to come back to retreat. He's kind of reluctant to do so, but he does anyways. However, he doesn't make it back to the ship on time before they jump into hyperspace. Because you know the Empire, they don't give a damn about anybody. They're going to get out of there. Leave whoever to their own devices. Now he's got to hide some debris to hope that the former rebels.
It's set after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. So I figured right after the Emperor's dead, supposedly Vader's dead, and we have the remnants of the Empire. So it must have been pretty close to after that too, because they're still fighting. And so the Empire's not doing well. They're having to retreat a bunch. They're getting beat a lot. This guy's trying to make it back to the ship for the retreat, but they take off right before he gets there. He has to hide in debris. It's and then he gets chased by the rebels. And it's kind of cool seeing the rebels as the aggressors this time. They're going after, they're attacking. They're kind of, I don't want to say the bad guys, but they're the ones that are coming after you, and you're trying to get, the Empire's trying to get. It's a nice switch and reversal and rolls. And I really kind of hope that this game kind of covers that a lot, because most games kind of cop out when it comes to that. You play as the Empire for a little bit, but then you're gonna switch.
Yeah, it's back and forth.
Well, the back and forth is fine, but I want to see, like, really dive into what it's like to be an Imperial fighter.
It says it alternates between two customizable pilots. I can't say this name, so if I butchered, I'm sorry. It's her name. Rao Haimoon, R-A-O. Is that right?
Rao, yeah, probably.
He's from the New Republic. He's in the Vanguard Squadron.
Nice.
And then Case Cassandora? Case Cassandora? C-A-S-S-A-N-D-O-R-A? Cassandora?
Yeah, probably.
And he's from the Empire's Titan Squadron. You get to play. There's looks like 4 different kind of planes on from each side. You get like the X-Wing, the TIE fighters. You get the Reaper, the Bomber, the Interceptor, the Fighter, and the X-Wing, or the TIE fighters. And you get the A, Y, U, and X-Wing.
Nice. That looks gonna be. The cool thing about this too is the entire game is integrated into VR. So you can VR the entire game. It's cool because Ace Combat came out and they had VR. There's only like 3 missions. In this game, the entire game can be VR. So I'm probably gonna have to wait. I'm probably gonna have to give me a HOTAS, and so I can really fly a freaking TIE fighter in VR and an X-Wing in VR.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the entire game. Supposedly, from what I understand, the entire game is you can do the entire game in VR. And so I
It comes out in 2
wait.
weeks.
It comes out in 2 weeks. So it's gonna be a little bit before I get to play it. But I'm gonna play it in VR. I'm gonna stream it in VR. And I'm gonna try to get me a HOTAS. Maybe I can get one for my birthday.
You got three different modes you can play in: story mode, dogfight, and fleet battles. Dogfight, you can have up to 10 players, split into 2 groups of pilots against each other, kind of like a team deathmatch.
Yeah.
And then fleet battles is a similar premise to dogfight, but the goal instead being able to target and destroy capital ships, and with winning and destroying the enemy flagship
fights.
And then
I wonder if they're gonna let you go like on the planets and stuff like that too. That would be cool. I want to be able to fight in amongst planets. It'd be cool if you could like you could on the old. Can you imagine if the Battlefront 2 came out with something like this? If they integrated some. Because honestly, they're squadron fighting.
Downhill, though. The last Battlefield was terrible.
It was terrible, but they eventually was able to pull out a pretty decent game out of it after all the commotion and all the crap. Still, EA sucks for it, but the squadron was the one thing that even in the beta was pretty good about it. They did a good job on their space combat, but the old Battlefield 2, you could actually take a plane, fly it up to space, and participate in the space battle. And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna go back down if you don't die. Okay, I'm gonna go back down and go land back on the planet and fight ground battles.
Battlefront?
Yeah, Battlefront.
You said Battlefield.
Oh, Battlefront. Battlefront 2, the original Battlefront 2. You used to be able to do that.
The one that wasn't made by EA?
Yeah. So hopefully this one, I know this one, yeah. Because that's the other thing. So hopefully this one, I know you can do ground battles, but that'd be cool. Like I want to do what I saw in the trailer. I want to be able to fight in space and go down into the planet.
That would be
sick. And try to escape and stuff like that, and yeah, chase somebody down in there. That'd be awesome. So yeah, I cannot wait. So October 10th is the second is the new Squadrons release. And I can't wait. I'm gonna do that sucker in VR, man. That's gonna be
2 weeks.
Amazing. I don't know if I'll be able to play it in 2 weeks. I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. But because
PS version, full VR, all versions of the game will have HOTAS support. That is crazy.
HOTAS support. Can you imagine playing in VR with a HOTAS system? You are going to be a squadron pilot.
That is so awesome.
I'm gonna do that. I gotta do that. I want to stream. I'm gonna stream it too. I probably want to show. Yeah.
Full HOTAS for support. That's so cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's amazing. I cannot wait. If you haven't seen the trailer for Hunted yet, go watch it. It is amazing. It's like really kind of get you involved and get you.
It's not coming out for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, but will be playable through backwards compatibility on both consoles.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
There's the one backwards compatibility game. PS5.
That we know it for sure.
That's actually kind of cool though, because that shows that they're dedicated to this console that we have now. They're not just kind of throw something crap.
And this game was ready on the 10th.
Well, they probably got to pack it, and they probably got to do. I don't know. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's gonna be great.
Don't ruin it, EA.
Yeah, EA, keep your. It's one of those basement EA games that was able to fully get made before EA realized it.
It's in the Frostbite, and it's got EA all over it.
Oh yeah. But it's kind of one of those games that they were able to make. Hopefully, they were able to make a lot of it before EA found out about it, and before they could ruin it. That's how I feel sometimes at EA. That's how I feel about like Jedi, the Fallen Jedi. It's like they made Fallen Order. And they made a lot of it in the basement, and then EA's like, well, "What are y'all doing down here? Nothing. Let me see what you have behind your back." And then they pull that out, and like, oh, but it's already too late for them to really do anything about it.
Stop it.
Maybe it's one.
I'm ready for the next one of those. That game was great.
Oh, me too.
Just don't let EA.
Yeah.
We love it.
Okay, next, another trailer dropped this last week.
You talking about the old Mandalorian.
Yeah. And it too looks amazing.
Freaking sweet.
I cannot freaking wait for season 2. I absolutely love season 1.
That's next month as well, right?
Yeah, that's October 30th is when
Is it that
Mandalorian
late?
drops. Yep. And the trailer that dropped has some little Easter eggs in it. Possibly. That people with little eagle eyes were able to pick up on.
I don't know how anybody saw it.
I don't know how they did either.
I watched it in 4K, couldn't tell.
So one of the things is that there's a WWE superstar in the trailer known as Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks.
And she was on there in the trailer for a second. She was a hooded character. So I don't know if she's going to be a main character or if she's just on there for...
I kind of hope she's got a good role, and I hope she's not a terrible actress.
Oh, she's not either. Come on. You gotta... WWE is not exactly known for the great actors, with the exception of The Rock. So
he's still questionable sometimes.
And Roddy Piper with They Live. That movie was amazing.
Is that the one where they have that fight scene?
Where you find the aliens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
But yeah, and another Easter egg, I don't know how anybody caught this.
Good Lord.
Was that supposedly Boba Fett was seen on a speeder. So he may be making
You can kind of make out. I don't know how anybody saw it either.
I don't know either.
You kind of make out the colors of the helmet and the jetpack on the back of the speeder.
Yeah, you can see the jetpack on the back, and it looked kind of like Boba's jetpack.
That could be nothing.
And then somebody freezed it, and that looks like the color uniform that he wears. And so it could be a possible Boba Fett. So, and another thing that's kind of cool is that it looks like from this we're gonna maybe are we gonna find out what Yoda is? So they're here
Like
tracking down Yoda's race and trying to find a place for Baby Yoda, which is cool because we can finally stop listening to people say, "I don't know why they call him Yoda. He's not Yoda." Like we know he's not Yoda, but what is Yoda?
No one knows.
No one knows. So until we find out what Yoda is, he's Baby Yoda.
And if you're one of those people, don't be a douche.
Yeah, we know. The people that tell us that wrestling's fake. You know wrestling's fake, don't you?
We know it's fake.
Really?
But can you do half the stuff that they do?
Just yeah, and use your imagination. Have some fun with it, or don't watch it.
I mean, the stuff that they pull off.
Yeah.
Walking on a rope this freaking thin. Managing to land on that and do a 540.
Yeah.
Hit somebody with your gut and not kill yourself. That's talent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It may be scripted, but I still freaking like it.
And the other thing I'm excited about, I want to see what happens to the Darksaber.
I forgot about that.
Moff, at the end of season 1, cut himself out of a TIE fighter with the Darksaber. I want to know how he got it. How did he get that? And I want to know.
A lot of searching.
And this is the first time that you've seen the Darksaber in something that's not animated.
That's right.
So I'm excited because I love the Darksaber. Badass. That's the one like. If I had the Darksaber, I'm not giving that to anybody. That's the one I'm going to be using.
That's the one that corrupts people, though, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit. There's one that did a lot more, but yeah, I think. Also like the
October 30th.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. I can't wait for the new Mandalorian. And then we've got some. You can call this something ridiculous. This could be something. You wanna explain this one?
Okay.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm gonna let him explain it, but we gotta have a little discussion for it. One thing that we don't do on this channel is we do not get political. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about any of that stuff because one, we don't give a damn, and two, there's enough of that in the world that we don't need to bring it here to. This is for fun. This is to have some fun talks about actual entertaining stuff, and just to chill out and have a good time. But sometimes some of that stuff bleeds into the stuff that we love.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we got going on right now.
I don't understand any of it. I'm not... what's the word? I'm not educated in what everything like
social
I don't even know how to say it.
fallacies. Would that be the right word?
I don't know. I'm definitely not against, the LGBTQ. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I don't care.
You're gay, you're gay. You're happy. I don't care.
Care. Don't tell me. I don't care. You tell me about it. If you want to, that's great. We'll see. We're gonna be friends.
It doesn't offend us. We don't want to offend you.
Yeah.
We just don't understand this particular thing, or how it leads to another particular thing. So basically, Gina Carano, or I don't know if
Cerano. I don't remember.
She
plays in The Mandalorian.
I can't remember her character's name.
Plays.
She's an MMA fighter.
Yeah. She's the badass chick in Mandalorian.
Very well trained in like Muay Thai and that kind of stuff. Basically, she's been called transphobic because she won't put gender pronouns in her bio.
Yeah.
It's her bio. Why does it matter what someone does in their own bio?
Yeah, it's hers.
How does that hurt you?
Cara Dune. She plays Cara Dune.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the name. I don't know.
How would you want somebody to lose their job just because they won't do something that you want them to do?
So here's what happened. She's on Twitter. She's very heavily into Twitter. She posts a lot of stuff on Twitter. And
I'm sure there's more leading up to this
lately
that people are mad about.
I'm sure there is too. I mean, they've already kind of been mad about her about the Nazi thing, which I don't get. She circled a picture. Have you seen the picture of the Nazis doing the Nazi salute to Hitler in a rally?
There's literally one man.
There's one man who's kind of
that is not doing that.
Not doing it, and she circles him and she's like, "Hey, man, basically
kudos to this guy."
And people throw a fit about it. They're pissed about it. I don't understand that.
How you get mad?
So they're already kind of mad at her for that, for dumb reasons. So the thing that's been happening on Twitter is people have been putting their pronouns on Twitter: male, female, cis, whatever it is. Whatever
they, them, he, she.
Now, whatever your pronoun is, you put it on there. Other people have been doing it to show solidarity to trans people, and so somebody, for some reason, commented to her and said that her and Pedro Pascal should accuse them, should put them in their bio to show solidarity. And she's like, no, I don't really want to do that. And people are kind of mad about it. Accusing her of mocking trans community.
Being transphobic.
So she put out
how does that make you transphobic? I don't understand that concept.
Yeah, she put out a tweet that says, yes, Pedro and I spoke. He helped me understand why people are putting them in their bios. I didn't know before, but I do now. I won't be putting it in my bio, but good for all of you who choose to. I stand against bullying, especially the most vulnerable in freedom to choose. So she's basically saying, if you want to put it in your bio,
go for it.
Go for it. I celebrate you for doing that. I just don't want to do it. I already got my bio, and I don't really particularly care to do this. So that's not good enough. They want you to absolutely have to put it in her bio. So people have been all over her case for a while now, bullying her, giving her death threats. So one person tweeted, "It's like, can you see how doing something like that, people can read that as mocking?" And she replied, "I don't think trans people will like all of you trying to force a woman to put something in her bio through harassment and name calling every day for months, such as racist, transphobe, bitch, weirdo. I hope you die. I hope you lose your career. You're fat. You're ugly." Just constant broadman of this, just because they can't force her to do something that she don't want to do. and she shouldn't be able. She shouldn't do that. Well,
that's
been happening.
It's like for somebody coming into your house and telling you need to change your fucking drapes.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
Yeah, and so then, because she has a particular sense of humor that I actually kind of like, because I have that sense of humor too. After all the harassment, she puts in her gender profile, beep bop boop. And oh my god, the people who didn't lose their shit before, their heads just exploded. And they lost their mind. They want her fired. They want her head on the pike. Whatever it is that makes them feel better, they want to have happen to her.
People are calling on Disney to stand by its LGBTQ plus audience and fire the Mandalorian actress.
Yeah. These SJWs are coming out of the woodworks. That's the thing, because I'm not really political, but I am against SJWs. I'm against trying to fire somebody because of one that's an opinion. And this isn't even something that's about an opinion. Why? She literally supports them. She just doesn't want to bow down to their every whim, and she should have that ability to choose that. So she puts out Beat by Boop has zero to do with mocking trans people and to do with exposing the bullying mentality of the mob that has taken over the voices of many genuine causes. I want people to know you can take hate with a smile. So boop you for misunderstanding. A hashtag all love, no hate.
I haven't seen one single tweet from her. I just read this. It said Gina Cerano is out here trashing BLM, telling people not to wear masks, spreading theories that COVID is fake, blocking fans for disagreeing with her, and now publicly liking tweets that make fun of people for putting pronouns in their bio. I haven't seen one
She
of
did
those.
not make, she hasn't done any of that. She literally just doesn't want to put one in hers. That's it. And so
it's her.
Here's the thing, like this is affecting the Mandalorian. And if Disney caves into it, it could affect how they play out the season. It may make some change. So if we're watching The Mandalorian and halfway in the season, some things start changing all of a sudden, then it's not. And I really hope that they don't do this. Because one thing that Bob Chapek has been kind of adamant about lately is he's no longer supporting these SJWs because they're ruining the franchise.
Yes.
These people, these internet virtue signalers, have been, you put out something that they love, like the last few Star Wars, like something like the Star Wars that they were going to put out, the animated one that has identity politics.
Oh,
and stuff like that. And they'll love you on Twitter. These SJWs, they'll love you on Twitter, they'll praise you high, but when it comes to watching it, when it comes to supporting it and spending your money on it, they won't do it. And we've seen it. We've seen proof of this in the last few Star Wars. Solo came out, was the only Star Wars to lose money in theaters. And how do you lose money as a Star Wars franchise? How do you lose money? I mean, it's already printed money right there, and all you got to do is do it right, and they can't do it. They've ruined the last three trilogies. They've ruined that, and the only positive thing that came out of any of that was Rogue One, which was amazing. And so finally, Chapek is like, we're done listening to these people. We're gonna start putting out good content, just good content. And that's when they brought in Filoni, Favreau, brought Lucas back. And that's when we got The Mandalorian. Now we're getting The Mandalorian Season 2, which is the kickoff for a whole new franchise of awesome, hopefully awesome Star Wars content. With some really great creators. So this thing, and this is probably the most political you will see us get. But here's the thing, like Gina does not owe these people anything. She does not owe them an explanation. She does not owe them an apology. Does not owe them anything that they're asking for, that they're trying to demand and they're bullying for. We're completely against bullying. Just because somebody's feelings get hurt, all of a sudden your entire career is down the drain in your life and you get death threats and stuff like that. That's just ridiculous. So that's stuff that she's been going through, and honestly, I support her for it. I hope they don't change anything.
Yep.
I hope she gets her career. She's fantastic in that role. She seems like a genuinely nice person, and she's all about spreading love. But everything that she does is gonna make somebody mad for some reason. Like popular to be mad at her now. And the SJWs are having a field day with it. Bullying from people who are against bullying. Hopefully, also, reading through some of her other tweets, she does have a lot of fans. A lot of people are supporting her. Yeah, that's a little bit of a serious note that we got to take it. I mean, this cancel culture stuff is getting really ridiculous and really out of hand.
Cancel culture.
Yeah. And I really don't like censorship. I don't like cancel culture in any way.
That shit bothers me. I hate it.
Yeah. And we're like, can't you see how people are finding that offensive? I don't care what people find offensive. I don't care that people find it offensive. Don't care. If they're offended, that's their fault.
The world. You're afraid to be offended.
Yeah. And they talk about people's right not to be offended. You don't have the right not to be offended. There's no such thing as the right not to be offended. All right. And so we don't end on a completely negative note. The good news about The Mandalorian Season 2 is this is going to kind of be the kickoff of the new Star Wars universe. I say new universe. It's really kind of a continuation of the old universe to where there's going to be like...
The old as in the last movie of the first series.
Yes. Well, also, just is there going to be a whole new like horizon for Star Wars content and movies? Okay. So this is like season 3 is I think is really going to be the huge kicking off point, but this is going to kind of start it. Supposed to be some characters in Mandalorian season 2 that's going to have their own spin-off shows. They're going to come out. We're talking about coming out with new Obi-Wan series, Ben Kenobi series. And tons of stuff. They're finally about to not. So you have Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and George Lucas that have been working on The Mandalorian. And right now they've mostly been working on The Mandalorian. And we know how good that is. And yeah. And so starting after this season, maybe next season, they're going to start actually breaking off a little bit and start creating other content for the Star Wars universe. And so this is cool. Kind of a kicking off point. After this season is kind of a maybe I don't know if it's going to be a complete kicking off point or a pre-kicking off point, to the point to where even George Lucas is looking to completely redo the sequel trilogies. Like I don't know if I'm not sure if he's going to completely
Rey and Ren.
Yeah,
I'm just going to refer that from now on to the Rey and Ren saga.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Because that's hard. All those episode
8, 9, and 10.
8, 9.
No, 7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like they were.
Yeah. 7 wasn't too bad. 8, 9 or 7 was still wasn't super great. But the cool thing is they have George Lucas back. That's awesome. And the fact is, here's the thing, you have Favreau that's actually doing the big production stuff because he did amazing with the Marvel Universe. So he's kind of taking in control. You have Dave Filoni, who did awesome with the Rebels and did awesome with Star Wars, Clone Wars. And he's amazing. This guy is like a Star Wars encyclopedia.
Right?
Yeah, this guy knows Star Wars probably better than me. Probably even up there with George Lucas does. And then you have George Lucas, which have been pretty much ostracized. I mean, granted, he did sell the company to Disney, but when he saw the direction, he's like, well, first of all, he already wrote the sequel trilogy. And then he handed it to Kathleen Kennedy.
Sorry, laid out.
Like, here it is.
Good to go.
And she's like, nope, throw it in the trash can. We're going to do our own thing. And then he saw how that worked out. It did not work out. So from the
Got a bunch
idea
of
that
mad
he's
nerds with all that happened.
Yeah. So now he's either he probably gonna be maybe even I don't know if he's gonna completely reshoot the movies or if he's going. I don't know. The cast is gonna be interesting because I don't know if he's gonna be able to get the cast back together because a lot of them had some really been super upset. Like now that they're not a part of the Star Wars franchise anymore, they've been outspoken about how awful it is, about how mad. John Boyega, definitely, he has been super outspoken about how pissed he is with Star Wars, about what they did with his character. Like, they used his character to, like, hey, all cool. You know, this guy on Episode 7, on Force Awakens, hey, this is this guy, he's going to be a part of the show, and then do nothing with him. And then you have Poe, who could be a great character, did nothing with him. And so things have been kind of coming out. There's still some news coming out about exactly what direction Lucas is going to do, whether he's going to... Supposedly he was supposed to be not fully reshooting it, but maybe putting a bunch of deleted characters that Kennedy was like, they're not going to be in there. They're not even going to be in the DVD release. They're going to put them in, which makes have the movie make a lot more sense. Or maybe he's just like, we can't do that. We're just going to reshoot the whole thing. Who knows? But that's part of what some of the new content that's coming out. And plus, just this is supposed to be a whole brand new trilogy that's coming out. And also with games and TV series, with a new TV series. So that's some great news. That hopefully, like Chapek is really wanting to have a great leave a great Star Wars legacy for Disney, because it's been pretty shallow so far, and lackluster. So he's really kind of fully supported Favreau, Filoni, and they're bringing back George Lucas,
which is awesome.
Well, yeah, who's the creator. Well, I mean, I know people got mad because the prequel trilogy was not received very well when it came out, and I think it just kind of took the air out of him. Because technically, he really only directed 4, like the original one, and somebody else directed 5 and 6. And he came on to try to do, and I don't know, people because it's not the original series. The original trilogy, people throwing a fit about the new, and then they're like, well, can't get any worse, and then it got worse.
It got worse.
So bringing him back in, but having him come back in with somebody like Favreau, who's really worked in these big production movies and company and franchise, and also has a mad respect for Star Wars and Lucas, and then having Filoni, who's of course, and people have even referred to Favreau as like a young George Lucas. People there's a lot of similarities between them two.
I mean, you saw what he did with the Marvel series.
Yeah,
and...
I mean, 10 years of he acted and directed many of them.
Yeah,
and so it's good news. So. There's a lot of good news coming out of the Star Wars update this time. So yeah,
and
that's stuff to look forward to.
Definitely say that there's a lot of good coming.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully the second season of Mandalorian is fantastic.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
It looks good. Squadrons looks great.
Great. They're supposedly working on Fallen Order, another sequel. So we'll see.
Kenobi's in the works.
I'm not having. I mean, in fact, Fallen Order was awesome, but the fact that it's EA, I'm not super getting my hopes up. You know how EA can wreck something beautiful. But yeah, the Kenobi series and the other ones that they're coming out with, which we'll keep you updated as they come.
Yeah. So
we appreciate y'all watching along, and here we need 3 more followers to be affiliated on Twitch. And we have how many YouTube followers do we got?
34 subscribers
34.
on the YouTube.
Okay.
Which
we're gonna be putting out a bunch more content on YouTube.
Wednesdays is Apex usually. I might change it up for now because I need to get through Mass Effect. So we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be streaming some of the WWE 2K20 stuff. Not the Thursday night, but there's some other content on there, like Bumping the Night, some extra content. You can download some stuff. You can unlock some stuff. So I'll probably be playing through that. Be pretty cool. Just hang out and talk about stuff. Talk about wrestling. Talk about Star Wars. Come hang out, chat with us, and hang out, and just hang out.
Hang out.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm Cinemadrue.
I'm Jellyhewby.
We're eFFn Gaming.
And you should too.